Hey, what's up, everybody? So today we're going to talk with Mona Creedon and Paul Lipton. Some of you may have watched my interview with them that I did about a year ago now. Mona is 80 years old and Paul is 74, and it was all about finding love later in life. I'm Risa Morimoto, your host. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach, and you're watching Modern Aging, where we chat about innovative and holistic ways to elevate our health and well-being as we age. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd love for you to do so. All you got to do is click on that cute little red button below with that little bell next to it to be sure to be notified whenever a new episode is uploaded. You can also check out our website by going to thisismodernaging.com. So Mona is my old boss from my NYU days. Her interview, actually, I did with her the first time around was when I first launched the channel in September 2018. And she was just kind of going on the dating market at that time. So it's so amazing how her whole relationship and her whole trajectory has changed and evolved, and she's so in love, and it's just so sweet, and she deserves it more than anybody. She was single for 35 years, so pretty much the time as long as I had known her. And so it's so nice to see her so happy and in love and with Paul. And so I figured, why not? This would be a great time to do a little check-in with them and see how they're doing. So check it out. Mona and Paul, I'm so excited to see you.
Risa,
Hi there.
It's been a
good to see
year,
you.
which I cannot even believe. Lots has happened over this past year.
Amazing.
So I wanted to do a catch-up. I wanted to let you know that over 255,000 people have actually watched your interview.
There are that many sick people. Well,
No, a lot of people that
Wow.
you've now
No,
believe
That's
in love again. How amazing is that?
Yeah, and we have something
You're
else
pregnant.
to tell them.
what? You're pregnant?
We're trying.
So it's been quite the year of COVID. And you're living out in Arizona now, Mona. So you don't have this long distance relationship anymore.
That's right. Well, no, it's a close distance relationship, which is very nice. It's it's amazing.
Everyone's shocked.
It's amazing. We're attached at the hip, and yet we don't see anybody. We don't socialize except with his son and daughter-in-law. And it's very interesting also to see that we're alone, together,
And alive.
all the time, and we haven't killed each other.
I think a lot of couples, either they're making babies or they're getting divorced. I don't know.
Right.
Well,
So tell me,
We're not doing either.
you're about a year plus now into your relationship, right?
Actually, we figured out we met, I happen to remember, September
just
the
happens.
11th, 2017. We got together the following June of 2018, and we've been together since then, except that for the first 9 months or so, it was long distance.
And how old are you guys now?
a year older. The last time we saw
I'm 80. And I love telling people I'm 80 because nobody believes it.
It's true.
She said, she keeps saying to people, I think we went for the shot yesterday, and she said, I robbed the cradle. He's 6 years younger than I am. I said I was always interested in older women. So that was,
Yeah. That's me,
That's-
an older
Being a
woman.
cougar at
That's it.
80, you're so naughty.
yeah.
That's right. That's right.
She is naughty. You know, that's that much. I
And
will
you know,
say.
it's funny because sometimes, you know, for example, yesterday I went to the grocery store and I parked the car, and as I stepped out, I saw a guy, a guy passed by, and I went, like the habit of looking is still there, and then I say, oh, you're not interested anymore, but I still look.
She's a very sick petunia.
Oh, come on, Paul. You're looking too.
Well, you have to look. It's the thoughts that come afterwards. That
So tell me, what's keeping your love alive?
you have to have a
We laugh all the time. I mean, there are some days that we growl at each other, but very rarely, actually. But essentially, it's laughter, and we aren't together during the day. It's very rare that unless we're going somewhere together because we're busy furnishing a house. We don't. We each do our own thing, and then we get together every evening for dinner, and we have a dinner
That's so nice.
date.
So that's a big thing, actually. You guys
What's your
bought a
name?
house together. That's new.
We did.
Yeah,
We did buy a house
So
together.
that's pretty serious.
that is true.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, for the first time
Um,
in my life, I'm committed. For however
you
long that's
remember?
going to
Remember,
last.
we got commitment rings.
Right, commitment
Now
ring.
she knows what it means to be
Well,
committed.
once you're financially committed,
Yeah,
that's the big one.
yeah, we're pretty committed financially too.
Yep. She keeps stealing them.
But you keep getting caught then, I guess, if Paul
Yeah.
knows about it.
Well, the thing is that I've always been penny wise and pound foolish. So if I find any change lying around,
It's hers.
it's mine.
It doesn't make it.
I keep it. But I never touch anything
So have there
else.
been things that you kind of learned about each other over this past year, spending so much time together, especially living apart for a good portion of your relationship?
What have we learned?
I mean, Mona, you hadn't been in a
Yeah,
relationship
we
and then
we
like,
have.
He farts a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't have everything. If I had to look at things, I would say that we basically, no matter how serious we think we are, we know that we're really not serious.
Yeah.
It's like, you put on this, and it's, bullshit. So one person laughs. What are you going to do? Nobody to fight with. You can't fight.
Do you find that if
Yeah.
you guys had been dating, 30 years prior,
I would never have looked at
isn't
him
that
even.
funny? Why do you say that?
First of all, physically, I would, he back then, when I look at pictures of him when he was younger, I wouldn't have been attracted to him.
Mona.
What can I tell
And
you?
now I just
I get better with age.
he certainly does. I am so attracted to him now. I cannot tell you.
She can't keep her hands off.
I'm constantly touching him. Sometimes when we're watching TV together, I'm rubbing his belly,
Or she's going like
I'm
this.
doing whatever, and he gets so annoyed he starts doing it to me. But I think
I've grown accustomed to your touch.
we finish each other's sentences. It's pretty bad.
That's pretty awesome, actually. That's what you want, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
just realized how crazy it was the other day. There was so many things that we were thinking at the same time. It was like, this is weird.
It was weird. It's really weird. When the two of us we're driving along and I'm in my world and he's in his world, and then we turn to each other at the same moment and start talking about the same person,
Well,
very strange.
It's strange, but it's not strange, right?
Yeah, we're very much in sync.
Yeah.
It's quite astounding to meet somebody that it just flows.
Except when it comes to the fire pit and the spa.
Yeah, I want a fire
No
pit.
way.
And I want to put a hot tub in the backyard.
Not possible. You already have
A
one.
hot tub in Arizona, would you use it?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, in the
yeah.
winter, it gets down to like 70 or 60, sometimes
Yeah,
50.
yeah.
It actually snowed.
So what do you think
Yeah.
has surprised you about each other? You met very late in life, and then you had this long distance relationship, and now you're moved in with one another. I feel like you kind of learn different things about one another, um, good and bad. But has there been anything that's kind of surprised you, or do you feel like you guys are ready for that stage? I mean, do you think this would have happened without COVID? I mean, would you guys have moved in with one another?
Probably.
Maybe. You know, it's funny. She was not resigned to staying in one place. It was really very difficult. And she didn't think that she could really do it. I mean,
Especially coming here.
yeah, because she's got a very large network, and all of a sudden she's been displaced. And that was basically her life in terms of relationships, her friends,
And
her family.
and actually, when you say what surprised you the most, for me, the surprise is that we're just.
Happy.
It's like
That's the
It's
problem.
like
The problem
we're getting
is
along
we're very
so
happy.
well. We're like best friends.
Isn't that nice?
It just works. I think that's the biggest surprise, is that it certainly surprises me, because I've never seen people. I don't know very many people who have relationships like this. So that's the surprise. I had no idea that something like this was even possible. I didn't even imagine something like this because I had never seen it.
I think that's pretty common. And you see the comments in the other video about how so many people, they're so happy for you guys and they really want to believe in love again. And now they feel like they can. And, I'm 60 years old and divorced and I didn't even know this was possible. And so that's part of why I really wanted to bring you guys back on as well, is to kind of share.
Yeah, it is possible. And for women who are thinking, "Oh, I'm too old, I'm never going to meet anybody." 80 years old. So this is
And that men
phenomenal.
are not necessarily only
Well,
interested in women who are 30 years old.
Right. There is such a thing as mature men. I was surprised to find that out.
really, it was a rude awakening for her that there were
Well,
other
what about
people.
you, Paul?
But he's a
What about
clown.
you, Paul? I
Huh?
mean, you had a very long marriage, actually.
I mean, I've had a couple of marriages and a lot of relationships, but it's never really been like this, where both of us are about as stubborn as you can get, really. And we both had our own way of doing things, and we came to the realization that we can try another way. Someone's other way may be better than the way that we thought, and so we listen.
Yeah, when we get to that, when there is that with us, we always end up talking about it. And that makes a big
Oh, for
difference.
sure.
Makes a big, big difference.
I mean, we go to bed going, and we just, it's like,
He's such a clown that it's difficult to be
she can't be that
anything. I
serious.
can't be serious with him because he's constantly making me laugh. And he just makes faces at me and I just laugh.
Well, that's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah,
Especially,
it
it's been a
is.
very stressful
And she
year.
always says to me,
It's been a very
Pardon me?
stressful year. So laughing during this year has been like probably your saving grace.
I'm embarrassed to tell you. I'm embarrassed to tell you that
she's embarrassed. You ever see her getting embarrassed?
I have
She's
not
getting embarrassed.
found, aside from losing some very close people to me, I have not found anything stressful about this time. And I think that if I was back in New York, I'm sure that I would feel it more. But I feel so apart from what's really going on in the world. It's very
So why do you
strange.
think that? Why is it your location? Is it
Arizona's
because of you guys are together and you're so happy? Or
Yeah.
the way that I look at it. When we have when we have a tiff or something goes wrong, I say to Mona, "Did anybody die?" Then it's okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with we don't have that much time left.
Right.
So
We
we
don't have
can't
time
waste
to-
the
no.
that kind of energy on,
It's much easier to laugh.
yeah.
That means a lot
well,
more.
you guys look great, I have to say. I mean,
We
Well, thank
feel
you.
great. We feel great. I do love
I
him.
mean, she tells me all the time, "You're the best man in the whole wide world."
He is. He is. First of all, he cook. He
ah,
cooks.
That's
Second
really
of
important.
all, he is the most amazing partner. Like here for the first time in my life, I'm playing housewife, right? I'm
Believe it?
taking care
Do you
of
believe it?
the house.
Do you believe it? See?
But for example, if I'm still in the bathroom and he's finished in the bathroom and the bed is unmade, he'll make the bed.
Yeah.
With stuff like that. Guys don't do that.
It's like she got up this morning and she said, "The dishwasher's empty. Did you empty the dishwasher?"
Yeah, he emptied these are chores that I usually do. He emptied the dishwasher this morning because I had all this stuff going on.
It's really
today.
a partnership.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
it's just wonderful.
He does the shopping for the house, like for the
that's
food.
awesome.
I rarely go into a grocery store. Rarely. No, I'm not willing to share
Nice.
him.
I'm
So,
not
so
sharing.
what should we be
Not
looking
many
out for?
burgers.
So as we grow older, I mean, I feel like you two are probably pretty
Happiness.
picky, right? In terms of partner who you want to share your life with.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm here
She's
for
a-
the long haul,
she's
whatever
about
that
as
is.
picky as you can get. I will tell you that.
He knows.
And I make fun of it.
Yeah,
But somehow you make it work.
what would you,
People are
what are you
still
looking
like so
for?
after watching your interview, right? They're so optimistic and they want this to happen for them.
Why
But I
shouldn't
think
they
that
be?
they also have a right to be
Yeah,
picky about it.
That's the question.
I would never
I think they
agree.
also should
Huh?
feel like they should be picky and get who they want as opposed to anyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, do not settle. Because if you settle,
you might find somebody like
you're
me.
going to be very
You know.
unhappy. I think the most important thing is live your life as fully and completely as you can. If you don't have a significant other in your life, make sure that you create a life of friends, of close, intimate friends. Make sure they're of different. Most people have children. I don't have children, and I'm very lucky because I
She's
have.
got me.
He's a kid. But the point is to make sure that you've got people in your life of different ages, and don't worry about not having the love of your life. Have the love of your life in your life, and not love your life, however it is, and then you get rewarded. I
See?
mean, I don't understand how this happened. I really don't.
I think what she's saying is true in one sense. If you're open to it, and that's the question. I mean, we really have delved into one another and realized the models that we've had in our life.
Not good role models.
And, if you stop and think about it, a lot of people are stopped from having this kind of relationship because they don't know what it is. So you have to be willing to explore it and say, that doesn't really sound like you. What is that? Where did you get that from?
But there's something else. Remember the first interview we did when I was just dating? I had just decided to date. And I watched it a few months ago, and just at the end of the interview, I I was referring to him because I had just met him, right? If you remember, I had made up my mind, I want to bring a man into my life. And
Nobody ever said she was really that smart.
I had a whole system. Remember, with Daisy, how I would practice making eye contact, practice smiling, practice walking down the street with humming The Girl from Ipanema, so you would get that walk. I really worked at bringing a man into my life, whereas at the same time in other words, when I was going out with my women friends, because I didn't have any men in my life, I would get dressed up to go out with them as if I was going out with a man. So I was doing everything I could think of to create that magnetic energy, because I'm not a very magnetic person, as you know. I'm pretty dynamic. I'm not easygoing and, mushy. So I had to really work at it. And I really think that that's what did it, because I was open to it. And saying to be open to it is one thing, but how do you open up? So there were certain tricks I did that
you had never done before.
Even though I wasn't really that
I think
open.
what's key is that you had never done that before, or that you hadn't done it in decades.
Right. Exactly. I had never done it before.
Right. And at that point you were...
And look what I got. This is my prize.
She lured you in, Paul. You just took it hook, bait, and sinker.
It wasn't luring. It was, I think we knew from the beginning that there was something that was there that was not usual.
Right.
And the question is, after you do that, then what happens? And
so then you explore it.
And I found that at this point, I'm more of a kid than I've ever been.
Boy, he's a 5-year-old.
Who cooks?
Which is fun sometimes, but sometimes it's a pain in the ass.
And talking about pains in the ass. Whatever she had in her that comes out, pain in the ass. So, but this is it. We can laugh about those things.
That's so amazing. No, and I actually think that had you not made that conscious decision to bring a man into your life or whatever, you probably wouldn't even have noticed Paul, even after meeting him, right?
Exactly. And I think that the thing is, I'm going to talk about my personal experience, but I have a feeling that a lot of women have this experience. I remember for 35 years, there was not a man in my life because I was so busy in the woman's world. But that didn't mean I didn't want one. I was always longing for a relationship. I didn't know what that meant.
She didn't know what she was in for, right?
I wanted to have a boyfriend. I wanted the sex. I wanted whatever it meant to have a boyfriend. And I never had one. So when I made up my mind, that did not mean that I stopped doing. I have a very full life without him. And it didn't mean that I stopped doing that. And that's the important thing. It's not either or. You have to present yourself as a fully formed person in order to attract a fully formed person.
100%.
I don't know about being fully formed.
He's fully formed.
I'm full of something, but I don't know what it is.
He's fully formed. He's a big kid. He's a 5-year-old who knows how to be a grown-up man when he needs
Sounds
to be.
like a fun balance.
It's fabulous. Yeah.
It is. And so is she. It's like she can really let down her hair, as they say. I mean, she's my best friend.
Yeah. And he's mine.
And you can say anything to your best friend.